Seems like almost every time I read something about West Virginia football this offseason, the Penn State Nittany Lions pop up. Whether it be the first game on the 2023 schedule, whether it be players we're looking at out of the transfer portal, whether it be recruits. Well, that has continued, and this time it's a potential defensive back that could land with the Mountaineers. Pull up a chair, sit back, relax, and let's talk about it. What is up, college sports fans, Big 12 fans, and fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Couz, and welcome into another edition of Couz's Corner. Pull up a chair. Let me serve you up this shot of top-shelf college football content. In this episode, what is on tap? We are talking about West Virginia football recruiting. We are talking about the transfer portal, and we are talking about a player by the name of Marquis Wilson. Marquis Wilson is a former Penn State Nittany Lion defensive back who has 1 year of eligibility remaining. He has received an offer from the West Virginia Mountaineers and was on a visit this past weekend in Morgantown. And I'm recording this video on Monday, March the 27th. So, Marquis Wilson. Who is Marquis Wilson? Well, first off, let's take a look at an article. This article is from Lions 24/7 with Fight on State, which is the 24/7 site that covers the Penn State Nittany Lions. It says, Penn State cornerback Marquis Wilson enters transfer portal. Now, this article was written on January 16th. It says, cornerback Marquis Wilson entered the NCAA transfer portal Monday morning, according to 24/7 sports sources. He was not featured on the official 2023 Penn State football roster upon a Saturday update. Wilson spent 4 seasons with the Nittany Lions, spending the 2021 campaign split between cornerback and receiver. He resettled in the defensive backfield in 2022, handling nearly 300 total snaps in 11 games with a career best 20 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and a forced fumble. And this is a quote from defensive back coach Terry Smith from Penn State. It says, this is last August, prior to the season. It says, it's very hard at this level to play both sides of the ball and learn 2 different systems. In my corner room, I have 5 guys that I think will eventually play in the NFL one day, Marquis being one of them. He's had a really good preseason. There's a big battle. These guys are battling for who's going to have consistent playing time, and Marquis is right in the mix. And like I said, the fact that he played in all 11 games and had those kind of stats shows he did play quite a bit during the 2022 season. Goes on to say the 5'11", 180-pound Wilson was a senior this season, but carries an extra year of collegiate eligibility created by the NCAA's COVID response. He will elect to explore other options for that 5th and final college campaign, joining 2023 NFL draft prospect Joey Porter Jr. as scholarship departures from the cornerback room. It goes on to talk about down here, article talks about some other players for Penn State, but to stick with Wilson, says Wilson emerged as a name to know on the New England recruiting landscape at Avon Old Farm School, which is in Connecticut. He earned All-State honors as a junior in 2017, and though he did not play as a senior upon a transfer to Windsor High School, Wilson warranted a 4-star rating from 24/7 Sports in the 2019 recruiting class. He landed at number 36 among cornerbacks and was the number 4 prospect in Connecticut. Penn State coaches did not initially plan to burn Wilson's red shirt upon entering the 2019 season, but he eventually joined Keaton Ellis as freshman cornerbacks who surpassed that 4-game threshold after sitting out the first 3 games. Wilson played in the final 10 contests and was called into action during key spots. Considering his snap totals as a freshman, Wilson was a takeaway monster, forcing 3 fumbles, recovering 1, and intercepting a pair of passes while totaling 18 tackles. He helped slam the door shut on Memphis late in their Cotton Bowl matchup, picking off a red zone pass with under 5 minutes remaining in a 53-39 win. Wilson then entered all 9 games as a sophomore with 13 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and 2 starts during Penn State's abbreviated 2020 COVID campaign. Although he proved to be a rare 2-way player in 2021, becoming the first Nittany Lion since 2017 to handle snaps on both sides of the ball in a single game, Wilson did not rise to prominence on either side of the ball. He entered 8 contests, caught 3 passes for 29 yards, and added 6 tackles with a pass breakup. Now, that doesn't sound good, but when you look at the years he spent focusing on the defensive back position, his numbers are much better. Like his assistant coach said, or his former assistant coach said, playing both sides of the ball at that level is very hard. It says Wilson totaled 57 tackles, 7 pass breakups, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 interceptions in 38 career Penn State games. And Brian Doan, a national recruiting analyst for 24/7 Sports, in his 2018 evaluation of Wilson, actually lists him as a day 3 draft pick from between rounds 4 and 7 of the NFL draft. So very high praise there. Very good evaluation from Brian Doan, the recruiting analyst there at 24/7 Sports. Now, back to him looking at the Mountaineers. The Mountaineers, Alfred Wilson, literally the next day after he entered the portal, he entered, I think it was on the 16th of January. The Mountaineers offered him on the 17th of January. And he was on campus this weekend. Now, I didn't see an announcement from the university, but what I did see is this. There he is with Pacman Jones. Pacman Jones happened to be on campus this weekend with his, I guess you call it his adopted son, Chris Henry Jr., who was also visiting the Mountaineers this weekend. This was posted on Pacman's Instagram account. Now, he has since deleted that. This would be a massive, massive get for the Mountaineers, and I think they have a good shot. I mean, heck, having Pacman Jones there to greet him on his visit definitely can't hurt. Hopefully having one of his former teammates, Fatorma Mulba, who's a defensive lineman transfer who's on the Mountaineers roster now, having him on campus can't hurt either. And then, but what really excites me is when you look at the On3 site, who really does a really good job of evaluating the transfer portal, probably better than any of the other sites out there. I think they put more of an emphasis and focus on the transfer portal and tracking the transfer portal. When you look at that, they have him crystal ball to West Virginia 100%. So that really excites me. Now, I know they're not 100% accurate, I'm sure, but that's a really good sign that they have him listed as coming to West Virginia. Like I said, he was a 4-star recruit by both 24/7 and On3. Rivals had him as a 3-star. ESPN also had him as a 4-star coming out of high school. So this would be a huge get for West Virginia. We all know that the defensive backfield is a major position of need to fill right now out of the portal. You know, they lost Charles Woods. Let's just be honest. They struggled at that spot last year. They do have some good talent coming back, especially at the safety spot. But the cornerback spot remains a position of need. They do have Andrew Wilson-Lamp, but he hasn't gotten a lot of playing time yet. I do think he has a lot of potential, and I think he's very talented and has the potential to be really, really good there, but he has a little experience. You've got Jacoby Spells, who's a sophomore coming back, or maybe a redshirt freshman. He's extremely talented, but there again, not a lot of experience. So to get a guy in there, in that room with a lot of experience at the Power 5 level, nonetheless, is going to be key. Last year, you remember they brought in Wesley McCormick and Rashad Ajayi. Both of those guys had experience as well, but it was at a lower level. This guy has played against stiff competition in the Big Ten Conference. West Virginia fans, this is what many of us complain about, that Neil Brown hasn't gotten enough guys out of or transfers from other Power 5 schools. Well, this is a young man that they have a really good shot at landing. And I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section. What do you think about Marquis Wilson? Would you like to see the Mountaineers get this young man out of the portal? And for those Penn State fans who might be watching, I want to hear your thoughts about this young man. Is he a good player? Would he be a good pickup for the Mountaineers out of the portal? And I just want to hear your thoughts, Penn State fans out there. For me, you have nothing to lose here. You need experience at that position. You've got a guy who has it. Go get him. If you got to throw some NIL money at him, do whatever you need to do. Land this young man. We've gotten Devin Carter, the wide receiver from North Carolina State. We were able to get Fatorma Mulba, a backup defensive lineman from Penn State. We were able to get Cole Taylor, a tight end from LSU. Can West Virginia add to that list of Power 5 transfers that they bring in for the 2023 season? Let's hope so. Guys, if you want to support my channel financially, I ask that you please do so if you can. You can check out my merch store. It's in the description box, or hit one of the photos below. Get you right into that store. You can check out the Fanatics link, do your Fanatic shopping. If you want to buy yourself some delicious, smooth coffee that's made from hand-picked coffee beans, look no further than Blue Ridge Coffee Crafters. Link is in my description box. Type Couz's, C-O-U-Z', in the comment section when making your purchase. It'll really help me out. Last but not least, if you want to support my channel and you want to do it absolutely free and really quick and easy, there's 4 ways you can do it. Subscribe to my channel, like the video by hitting the thumbs up button, share this with your friends, and last but not least, drop that comment below. All of that stuff really helps the YouTube algorithm, really helps get this video promoted out to more people, and really helps my channel grow. With that being said, I really appreciate you tuning in to this episode of Couz's Corner, and until the next one, Q Country Roads.